Let me move on to that second area I suggested you focus in on, and that is eye contact. Again, eye contact tends to be pretty much misunderstood. So when is it critical that you engage an audience with eye contact? Well, what do we do naturally? Because that's what these guys do. Well, the one thing that we don't do, and let me demonstrate here, is if I was to have a conversation with you, and all the time that I was talking to you, I was engaging with eye contact, as I am at the moment, I'll pretty much guarantee that inside 5, 10, 15 seconds at the very most, it starts to become pretty uncomfortable over there, doesn't it? Yeah, we don't do that. All right. It's very intrusive. All right, so be careful, particularly in a small group, one-on-one in particular. Well, if we don't do that, what do we do? Well, this is what we do. Again, if I'm going to have a conversation with you, I'll engage you with eye contact at the start, and yet, as you can see, quite a lot of the time when I'm talking to you, I don't look you in the eye. It's only when I'm ready to finish off my point that I actually come back to you again. And that is the point at which the engagement takes place. It's not when you make the point. It's when you finish off the point and pause and hold eye contact with your audience. That is the point of engagement. So, eye contact, again, pretty simple stuff, all right? The key times to engage an audience with eye contact, all right, is at the start of an idea, and most importantly, at the end of an idea, and when you pause to make them think about it. The bit in the middle, well, you can avert your eyes, you can go down, check your notes, make sure you're comfortable with where you're going, as long as you finish it off up here with them. Let me just take a minute now to talk about that third element that I suggested you look at, and that is body language. Quite simply, let me give you the one bit of advice I can give you on body language. Very simple. Forget about it. Right? Body language must be natural. The moment you start thinking about body language, I'm making a big point, therefore I should be more expressive and move my arms or whatever it is, all right, inadvertently, you're now acting. And I'll guarantee one thing, I'm sure you're all brilliant at your jobs, but I'm equally convinced that you're lousy actresses and actors, and will spot it in an instant. All right, so be natural, and that means you forget about it. But understand what drives body language, hand gestures, facial expressions, things like that. Well, they are largely driven by your rate of word delivery, all right, that first element of pace that we talked about, the pace at which you actually say the words. And if you think about it, when we feel passionate, enthusiastic, excited about something, we tend to say the words a little bit quicker, we tend to let the volume go up a little bit, and we become more animated as a consequence of that. And the converse applies. If we're feeling a little bit unenthusiastic, not very passionate, not very committed to something, we'll tend to let the rate of word delivery slow down a little bit, we'll let the volume drop down a little bit, and as a consequence, we become much less animated. All right. So, judge your pace. The pace must match your message. If you're talking about redundancies and layoffs, all right, then you need to adopt the right tone and style. All right. But if you're talking about, more interesting, insightful, more forward-looking things, more positive stuff, then talk with energy, talk with vitality, right? But don't lock up your body language. It'll impact you in all sorts of areas. Now, by locking up body language, I mean, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. If you're standing in front of a podium, don't hold on to the podium, all right? Just let your hands be free. But very importantly, is forget about it. All right. Well, you'll be delighted to know, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it, all right? Let me just summarize, if I may. Okay, pace. Remember, be natural, be conversational. That quite simply means when you make a point, say it as you would in a normal lively conversation. Give it energy, give it vitality. That'll drive body language, intonation of voice, and all the rest of it. Speak quickly, don't speak slowly. But pause. Give people a chance to think about your ideas. And equally, take the pressure off yourself. Trying to keep going is a hopeless, hopeless idea. It simply doesn't work that way. Take the pressure off yourself. Give yourself some thinking time, as well as the audience some thinking time. Eye contact, the critical times to engage with eye contact are at the start of an idea and at the end of an idea, and when you pause to drive the message home. That is the point of engagement, remember. Body language, well, quite simply, forget about it. Let it happen naturally. Well, that's it for this session. I look forward to seeing you again before too long. Thank you.